Good morning, students. Sister Smita here once again back to be with you. Hope you have enjoyed your 1 week and completed your English homework. Students, today we are going to begin with our Unit 3 of English, and that is the poem called Wind. The Wind poem is written by Subramania Bharti. But look here, students, what is written there in the box, in the bracket. Translated from the Tamil by A.K. Ramanujan. Now, the box over there, just look at the box. Subramania Bharti was born in 1882 and died in 1921. Is a great Tamil poet, famous for his patriotism in the pre-independence era. Patriotism, fervor for the country in the pre-independence era, before independence. A.K. Ramanujan is a Kannada and English poet. Well known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. So students, the poem, the Wind poem originally is written by Subramania Bharti, but has been translated by A.K. Ramanujan. Now, what is this Wind poem is all about? I will read it to you once and you are going to pay attention to it. So be with me. Here we are. But just before we could begin, look in the highlighted bracket, it is written, the wind blows strongly and causes a lot of destruction. How can we make friends with it? So students, that is just they are giving a brief. I shall read a poem for you first and then I will go to explain you line by line with the figures of speech. Now what is this figures of speech? Last time I explained you the figures of speech and I am sure that you have understood it because I had also given you more than a week's time to go through the poem. Wind comes softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind God winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. Students, written by Subramania Bharti. I always make you remember the names of the poets or the author. Why? I had explained you in the first chapter. Because whenever you write your answers, you have to mention about it. Now, wind comes softly. The poem begins with the address to the wind. Here is a direct address made to the wind. And students, what happens over here? The poet starts in a humorous way. He is having a dialogue with the wind. And what does he tell the wind? He tells the wind to come softly, to come slowly. Don't be very destructive. Now, you know that there is a difference between wind and a breeze. Breeze is gentle, whereas wind is little harsh, little strong. And so, what does the poet say? As we read the poem, I'll just first summarize, then we'll go to explain. The poet is requesting the wind to be soft, to come slowly, don't be very harsh. Because the poet knows that the wind has brought some destruction. So the poet Subramanya Bharati, in his poem Wind, has inspired the readers to face the challenges and the hardships of life. Whatever it be, when the wind is strong, there will be destruction. But are you ready to face the challenges? Okay? Then, the weak in heart are always troubled by difficulties. If you are not strong and if you are weak, you will find it difficult. Are you prepared to face the challenges? Are you ready? Whatever the challenges could be in your life. The poet uses the wind as a symbol of strength that easily winnows and crushes the weak and frail who are around it. Okay? So the wind is a symbol of strength. It is, as I told you, the wind is strong, whereas breeze is very gentle. Unless you are strong, you will not be able to face the challenges in life. However, if you are strong, the wind is your friend. Those who are strong and courageous attract strong people to be their friends. So what students? Those who are strong and courageous, those who have courage to face such difficulties and challenges in life will attract strong people to be their friends. And if you are fearful, if you are frightening people, then you will not be able to face the challenges. You will run away, you will try to run away from the situations. You will start crying. What can I do? The wind has done this destruction for me. But no, students, the wind is also a symbol of strength. In life, we should not be helpless or we will be mocked at. If we are not strong and if we are helpless, if we say, I do not know now what to do, and if you start crying, if you lose hope and courage, then what will happen? Other people will start laughing at you, they will mock at you. The poet is very hopeful that if people have firm and steadfast hearts and bodies, they will not be afraid of difficulties and challenges. If the people are very hopeful, they have the hope and they have the courage, then they won't be very afraid of the difficulties and challenges. They have to struggle, but they will come out victorious. They will have to face the challenges, they will have to struggle. Students, in life, everybody has to struggle. No one comes up as it is without facing the challenges, whether you are very clever or no. But you will have to work very hard. Those who are very clever in studies also, they work very hard. They also keep awake till late night to get the proper result, to be successful in life. And so students, this wind over here is a symbolic poem. A lot of figures of speech have been used over here. I will be explaining you the figures of speech in the next class. Today I will just explain you the poem. So, be with me. Wind, come softly, come slowly. Who says? The poet is talking to a wind. And he is telling it to come softly, to come gently. Don't be very harsh. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Now, students, you know when there is a strong breeze, the wind is strong, you know the things that you have put on your table or sometimes the clothes that you have kept to dry there without clips, they will start flying, they will start going here and there. And so that is what a bit annoying the poet. And so what does the poet say? He says, don't break the shutters of the windows. See students, he is using over here don't, do not. Okay, last time I was telling you in the poem when there is a negation, it is called as a figures of speech of litotes. It is the figures of speech called litotes or litotes. And so students, the negation to convey the positivity. But as I told you, I will be explaining the figures of speech in the next class. Don't scatter the papers that I have kept it on the table or maybe on my bed. Don't scatter them, don't spread them here and there. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. Again, see students, continuously in the beginning of the line, he is using don't. So students, that don't is conveying something to us. It is also another figures of speech as called as anaphora. Anaphora is what, students? When the particular word has been repeated again, okay, at the beginning of the line. You will see it ahead also as we go ahead. And so students, that is also a figures of speech called anaphora. Then look here. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. What is that? The books. You have thrown them all down from the shelf where I had arranged. And why do you say, students, the books have been thrown down? Because of the strong wind. You tore the pages of the books. You tore the pages of the books. See, because of the breeze, because of the strong wind, the pages of the books also have been torn. Okay, the pages of the books also have been torn. You brought rain again. Along with the strong wind, recently we had a cyclone, student, and we got good shower. Otherwise, we normally don't get rain in June in Gujarat. We get rain very late. But this time we got beginning of the June. Why, student? Because of the cyclone Nisarg. And so, student, what happened? That along with the wind, you have brought rain. Who says that, student? The boy says that. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. You are very smart. You are making fun of the weaklings. What is the meaning of weaklings over here? Those who are little weak. Those who are not strong. And so you make fun of them. You know your friends also in the class, suppose they are very quiet and all, they don't say anything to you. You like to make fun of them. But students, that's not good. So what does he say? You are clever at poking. Poking is what, student? Making fun. Making fun of the weaklings. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives and crumbling hearts. Students, what is the meaning of crumbling? Breaking. Okay. So breaking houses, breaking doors, breaking rafters. What is the meaning of rafters over here, students? A log of wood which is used in the roof. Okay. So, what happens that you are very good in making fun. And what do? You break the houses, you break the doors, you also destroy you break the human bodies. You also break the wood, breaking wood, crumbling hearts. You are breaking the hearts of the people. How can the wind break the hearts of the people, student? People become hopeless. They lose the hope. What can be now next? The wind has destroyed this all. But what did I tell you in the beginning? To be courageous, not to lose the hope. To have the hope and be strong, courageous. Otherwise you are gone. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Students, what is the meaning of winnowing? We can see the picture over here. Winnowing, you have got the meaning over here. Blow grain free. Free of what? Free of chaff. Otherwise what? Separate grain from husk by blowing on it. And you see the picture, the women are winnowing it. They are separating the grains from the husk. And so that is called the procedure of winnowing. So what is the poet says? The wind god winnows and crushes them all. And crushes them all. What is that? The grain. He won't do what you tell him. He will not do what you tell him. The wind is not going to listen to you. Okay? So, come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. So, now the wind is not going to listen to us. Let us become strong. That is nature. Nature will have its own ways. But how are we going to face in the nature? How are we? Are we going to take revenge of nature? No, students, we cannot take revenge of nature. But what can we do? We can become strong. And so what does the poet say? Come, let's build the strong homes. Let's make our homes strong. Let's join the doors firmly, very strongly. Let's make our doors little strong so that the wind will not destroy our house. Practice to firm the body. Make our bodies strong. Make the heart steadfast. Steadfast is unfaltering. Do not falter. Okay? Make it strong. Make it steadfast. Then do this, and the wind will be friends with us. If you do that, then wind will become our friend. We will be okay with wind. We will not blame the wind for destroying our houses or our roof or our bodies, our hearts. But we will be okay with it because we have become strong. We have not lost our hope. The wind blows out weak fires. The wind blows out weak fires. It is a figures of speech like personification. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. Okay? What is the meaning of flourishing, students? It's developing, it's flourishing, it's spreading. Okay? His friendship is good. We praise him every day. His friendship is good. Whose friendship is good, students? The friendship with wind is good, and we shall praise him every day. So, students, I will be sending you the meanings. I will be sending you the meanings of this poem. Okay? And also the figures of speech. I will just write what figures of speech it is. I will not explain it, the which line. I will explain to you line by line figures of speech, which device has been used in the next lecture. But remember, students, this poem, like last poem when I taught you the road that is not taken, okay? In that poem, when I was teaching you, I told you that there is a rhyming scheme, okay? Where there is any rhyming scheme. The poem, the road not taken, in that there we had rhyming scheme. Whereas in this particular poem, we do not have any rhyming scheme. Okay? And I will explain you what is the repetition, which words are repeated, which is the internal rhyming scheme, personification in the next lecture. Students, I will be sending you short questions for the homework. You have to do the homework, and I am going to stop the class over here. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. I'll send you the board work.